daughter could barely speak and she wanted to think something, she would look at you and she would go,
You know that. That's where we at. This Baker.
You ready, President?
Yes, sir. Sure is.
I'll call the special meeting for Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order. Will y'all please stand for the pledge and invocation? Bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity that you give us as jurors to serve the people of this parish. Please let us do things in the right way and in the right manner. We pray now for all of our first responders, for all of our military, for all the people serving this country. Dear Heavenly Father, please guide, guard, and direct us in everything we do. In your Son's name, amen.
Amen.
Follow me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there any guest or public comments? Is there any additions or deletions to this Budget and Finance Committee meeting? Hearing none, is there any guest or public comment? The first item for Budget and Finance is to reject all bids regarding the detention facility due to the cost being over budget. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, will y'all please vote now? Motion passes. A motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Your meeting, Prez.
Yes, sir. Regular meeting, call to order. Mr. Baker did a wonderful invocation. We did the Pledge of Allegiance. Presentation of Achievement and Service Award is Michelle Hughes here. Okay, would you please come up if you would? And please state your name and kind of tell us your spotlighted area in the newsletter.
Michelle Hughes, I'm the Weatherization Coordinator at the Office of Community Services.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Gladys Walters. I'm Executive Director for the Office of Community Services. We just want to highlight Michelle as she's been highlighted in the Louisiana Housing Corporation newsletter. Okay. Michelle is a go-getter. She's a backbone of WAP, which is a weatherization program. Without Michelle, I don't know what we would do, as well as other areas in Louisiana who call upon her, because she's a walking encyclopedia, dictionary, whatever you want to call her. If you need to know something about weatherization, Michelle is the one. She's right now trying, and I have to tell you this, she's getting certified to be an inspector, because our person is retiring in January, and we got to help somebody. So Michelle is preparing herself to carry that for me along the way. So she is a go-getter. I'm so proud of her. She makes me so proud to be a part of her team.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Quick question, can she bill? Can she bill? She's a builder?
Yeah, she builds. She builds.
Okay, we're down to our announcements. I have one. I have a bad case of allergies, so no alcohol involved. My eyes is burned. So, any call for addition and deletions to the agenda?
Going to reject all bids regarding the facility.
Thought that was already on there.
That was on budget, no comment.
Okay. What it is again, please?
Reject all bids regarding the detention facility due to the cost being over budget.
Okay. All right, and we'll place this under, old business? New business? Okay, any more? Okay, any guests in public comments?
We need to vote on that added to the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And if I need, I'll make the motion.
Okay, to add it to the agenda. Mr. Baker, making the motion to add to the agenda. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Jones. Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
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 Hi.
Motion passes. So we'll add that to new business. Any guests and public comments? President report? None. The council report?
None.
None. Administrative report?
Yes, sir. The detention facility bid rejection and our options. So what we have to do now is, since all the bids come grossly over bid, y'all have rejected those, or will after this meeting, we need to take action. Either the jury finds a way to fund building this other facility, which right now we can't write a check. You don't have the cash to pay for that.
Yes.
Or you have to renovate the old facility because there are some compliance issues over there. Now, the Department of Public Safety have not issued any citations on this, but we are out of compliance as far as the Department of Health and Fire Marshal is for that old facility over there. So that's going to have to be renovated, and that's something the jury is going to be obligated to do. I did instruct the engineer architect, Lauren Marsheef, and he is here tonight to answer any questions when it comes up for rejection on the regular agenda, to look at the cost of doing a renovation of the old jail. I believe there was 3 or 4 years ago that was before the jury before, and the costs at that time were somewhere between $4.5 and $5 million for that renovation.
Okay.
But that was 3 to 4 years ago, so the cost will most likely be much more than that. So at the end of the day, whatever we decide to do, we need some direction from the jury on how we want to do that. I can make some recommendations and get some numbers from the architect, but the jury's looking at spending a substantial amount of money to either maintain that facility or build another one. So I want y'all to be aware of that. If y'all had any questions that I could answer, I can do that now, or y'all can wait until the rejecting of the bid. Hazardous Waste Collection Day will be April 15th, 2023 at the Stonewall site, the Logan Sports site, and the Road Department in Mansfield. The CEA is before y'all tonight to sign. The jury's allocated some money so we can do this. This is something that y'all have done every year. It's successfully, and Shreveport Green is going to be coordinating that for us. They've done a good job, and they report all their expenses to us as is required by the legislative auditors. The Registrar of Voters sent a request for the jury to adopt the plan no later than May 15th of 2023. I've attached her email request to the administrator's report. She's citing a lot of the work that they have to do in the Registrar's of Voters office, canvassing and whatnot during the summer hours. She's requesting that we get something in writing done by May 15th. Mm-hmm. She asked me to present that to y'all and send y'all that email, so I just wanted to make sure I did that. The opioid settlement. Okay. The opioid settlement, myself and Lily, we went to, at the Police Jury Association, we attended a class basically giving us some information on the opioid settlement for government agencies. The allocation is large. It's about $354 million over 18 years to be allocated over 18 years. A task force has been set up. This task force is made up of 5 members. a member who's appointed by LMA, a member that was appointed by the Police Jury Association, a member by the Sheriff's Association, a member that's appointed from, I believe the Secretary of Department of Health is a member or his appointee, and then the governor makes an appointment to this task force. This task force will then names the lead parishes in each region. There are 9 regions. We are in Region 7, and our lead parish is Caddo Parish. There are also qualified parishes. The only qualified parishes, the standard for a qualified parish is you have to have over 300,000 people in population. So I believe the only 3 that qualify in the state of Louisiana are New Orleans, East Baton Rouge, and Jefferson. I'm not quite sure, but we have that information available. Now, the monies that are going to be dispersed, $354 million over 18 years, there's a formula that the federal government somehow developed. They have not told us this formula, but essentially, DeSoto Parish's portion is 0.35% of each amount each year. It is required that an RCEA for the jury for the DeSoto Parish will be on the agenda in April, but in order to receive the money in tranches, every parish in the state of Louisiana has to sign the CA before any of them gets the money. So it's going to be, I mean, honestly, I'm looking at probably next year before anything moves forward with all the juries and all the government agencies signing off on their CEAs. Right now, the first 2 years, the tranches have been released to the task force, which will then pass the money to the locals once the CEAs are signed. But right now, our portion is estimated to be around $101,000 just for the first 2 years.
How much?
$101,000.
Oh,
Now, there are standards that are set that come with spending this money. This money has to be spent in line with the standards that they put forth in the MOU that was signed by the state's attorney general and the CEAs that were going to be signed. And they're spelled out in an Exhibit A and Exhibit B. We have copies of that as well. So.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Who's going to be responsible for that? The police bureau or any other government agencies?
For each of the monies dispersed, we are responsible, but we're responsible to spend it in accordance to what's in the MOU. So you can't spend it any other way. And rest assured, we will probably be audited for the use of those funds. So when that time comes, I'll give you guys a little more information on how it can be used.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We have requested rates from 7 banks in DeSoto Parish. Those are Community Bank, Progressive Bank, Red River Bank, Citizens Bank, Sabine State Bank, Carter Federal Union, and Hancock Whitney Bank. We have received rate information from 3 of the 7 banks within DeSoto Parish. As y'all recalled, y'all wanted a workshop. Y'all asked us to reach out to all the banks. We've reached out to them. 3 have responded with their rates. We're still waiting for some information. As soon as we get that information, we will schedule a workshop for the jury to come together and look at these options. Now, when we were first asked this was done, and Lily can correct me if I'm wrong, but this was done as far as the operating account go, where the checks are written out of. But since then, we've been asked to look at our investments as well. So we've been approached by an investor. There was a meeting last week that I was not involved in, but I've since then talked to the financial advisor on that, and we're going to ask them to come to the meeting as well, to the workshop, so they can give you some more information on that. So, the ARPA funds dedicated or used so far are itemized and provided as part of this report. If you'll look at the last page behind your administrator's report, you're going to see per juror out of the allocation that was left at y'all's request in the general fund. You know, we split the money out based upon how much was left allocated to each juror. You're going to see the amount unallocated that can be spent is in the far right column. Right now, there's, about half the jurors have some money left. So as something comes up, we're going to update this schedule and give it to y'all going forward. So there's some of y'all who've already spent your allocation. So that's what I have to report. Anyone have any questions? Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
Mr. No, on the jail over there, are they talking about renovating going up, or are they talking about renovating the inside?
Renovating the facility to bring it into compliance, essentially. They're not going to build an extra level. No, sir.
I know, because they were designed to go up versus out. I mean, it was designed to build another level on top of it.
Yeah. That's before my time. I honestly, I don't think there were any plans to add any levels to it that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Sir.
Thank you.
That's all the questions, okay. Lobbyist report.
Our lobbyist was called actually on their way up here. They had to turn around. A report was submitted to y'all with their report. He said if you need to reach out to him, you feel free to email him or call him. If you don't have his contact information, I'll be glad to give it to you. But that report, again, our lobbyist had some sick kids they had to deal with, so they're not going to be here tonight.
All right, thank you. Treasurer's financial report.
Okay, hopefully y'all had some time to review the financials. Just a little update, we are working to finish in everything for the auditors by March 31st to submit all the audit information needed for the 2022 audit. Mr. Norton just went over some of the ARPA allocated funds available. On your financials for February, under the ARPA, there's $50,000 in revenue that we received. That is, it's called local assistance, and it's all within the ARPA funds itself. We'll get an additional $50,000 next year. This is really to help us with the matching funds for any non-federal government projects as far as road. For example, the 49 project corridor that we have that we're estimated to get a grant of like $2 million something, and we have to match. This $50,000 can help with that, and we'll receive another $50,000 sometime next year. So that's one of the grants that after this, pretty much everything ARPA related will start closing out. In the general fund, our revenues are at 60%, while the expenses are at 23%. We have collected the majority of the ad valorem property taxes for the year. We're at 97% on that. Another thing that's making it, be at 60% right now, the royalty collections. They're at about 19% above our budgeted amount. On the road fund, our revenues are at 35%, which is about 18% over the budgeted amount, mostly due to our sales tax increase that we have seen. Our expenditures are at a low at 8.65%. However, with the spring coming, I foresee us getting more projects going and projects out to bid, so those expenses are going to be increasing. Sales tax revenue continues to be higher than the projected by roughly 8%. The jail fund revenues are at 26%, while expenses are at 14.8%. Same thing on that. What's helping us is the sales tax. Solid waste fund, our tipping fees are about 2.6 over the budgeted amount, while the revenues as a whole are about 25% over the budgeted amount. Expenses are about 5% below the projections at 12.2% currently. Same thing as far as with the road fund. Solid waste will start doing some projects out there that will increase those expenses. On the criminal court fund, you can see the beginning of the financials. You see the fund balance has a deficit of $13,806. It's what the report shows. We do have an item on the agenda to approve moving some monies to amend the 2022 budget to transfer $52,000 In doing so, that beginning deficit will change. All other funds are pretty much in good standing. Does anybody have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Approval of minutes, approval of financial statement.
So move.
A motion by Mr. Jones,
Second.
second by Mr. Fuller. Mr. Rowe. Discussion? None, please vote. Motion passes. Approval of minutes. February 21st, 2023, regular meeting. March the 6th, 2023, administrative, personnel, road, budget and finance, solid waste, and building and properties.
So move with any necessary correction.
Got a motion made by Mr. Fuller, second by Ms. Burrell. Discussion? If none, please vote. Motion passes. No old business, new business. Reject all bids regarding to the detention facility due to cost being over budget. So move.
Yeah.
Moved by Ross, second by Ms. Burrell.
I got some discussion.
Discussion?
Engineer, who was the engineer on this?
Lauren Marshev, our engineer architect.
They here?
Yes, he's here.
Mr. Marshy, can you tell us why this project that you put together was that much over what we had?
We discussed with the bidders, we found
Could you come
mind
up
coming
front,
here,
please?
when we discussed with the bidders, we found that concrete was well above our projected costs. And then the major components that contributed to most of the overruns had to do with mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, and site utilities. We had some cost overruns above on our estimate too on the security, electronics. Which leads us to believe that most of the cost overruns associated with items that had to be purchased, not so much labor, although the contractors did that. We did have a couple of bidders tell us that they put in extra money in there because there was liquidated damages, and they were afraid of the liquidated damages because of delivery of those specialty items. We knew that one of the specialty items that was of concern about timing was the generator for the detention facility. So there were other components within the building that contractors were nervous about, I think. And typically what happens to us on a construction project is a contractor might request additional time. So we grant him additional time if those materials cannot be delivered to the site timely. But his costs, like his superintendent and overhead and other items, don't quit. And he can't ask for a change order for those items. So it's our belief they plugged in some of that money too. I think we're in a time now where there's a lot of uncertainty in construction about delivery of materials and then what the cost of those materials are. To the best of our knowledge, we're still putting together and asking the bidders for more information so that we can do a final report back to the police jury on the cost overruns and what we think is going on.
I just wanted to know.
Yeah, it surprised all of us.
Per diem.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Markey,
Yes,
they did factor in that sales tax exemption, correct?
yes, that was clear that they did not have to pay sales tax.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Please vote. Motion passes. Resolution. Recommend authorize the president to sign a resolution with Upland Road for solid waste processing system.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Baker,
Second.
second by Mr. Mitchell. Discussion. None, please vote. Got one remaining. Motion passes. No audience, the administrative item. Mr.
All right, administrative items. Recommends authorizing the president to sign a CEA with DeSoto Waterworks District 1 for the extension of a water main located near the intersection of Statney Road and Louisiana Highway 175.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Fuller,
Second. Second.
second by Mr. Mitchell. Discussion.
Were we, is this the project where we had to move the money from one water system to another?
Part of it is, yes, sir.
Has that been achieved yet?
Once the CEA, I believe, once the CEA is approved, yes, sir.
One of the parties that has to approve that change was indicating that they're not going to approve that because of a dispute between the two water systems.
Okay.
Have you heard anything on that?
I have not.
Have we, Mr. Tom, have we gotten those letters of support yet?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I believe we wouldn't have brought that CA if we didn't have that letter of support yet. I mean,
Okay.
we do. We have them.
Any more discussion? None, please vote. Motion passes.
On item number 4, recommends authorizing the president to sign a CEA with Ronald McDonald House Charities for a place to stay while their children need medical attention.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Baker and Ms. Simpson. Discussion. Being none, please vote. Motion passes.
On item number 5, recommends authorizing the president to sign a CEA with the crew of Aquarius.
I so moved.
Second.
We got a motion by Mr. Mitchell, second by Mr. Simpson. Discussion. Please vote.
It's supposed to be, yes.
Motion passes. Buildings and properties, parks and recreation items.
Building Properties recommends authorizing the administrator to sign an agreement with Epic Touch for the phone systems. Information and cost is in your packet.
So move.
Second.
Got a move by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Baker. Discussion. If none, please vote. Motion passes.
Item 7 recommends authorizing the administrator to sign an agreement with the Purple Guys for disaster recovery upgrades and network upgrades to our computer system.
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Fuller,
Second.
second by Ms. Trina Simpson. Discussion. None, please vote. Got one remaining.
That'd be me.
Motion passes.
I'm looking at, we giving them
No,
us
you
this
think.
sign stuff, we supposed to be.
Personnel items.
Personnel items. Recommend, recommend authorizing hiring 2 heavy equipment operators, one at the Monday landfill.
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Baker. Discussion? None, please vote. Motion passes. Road item.
Recommend rejecting all bids for asphalt roller. Vendors did not meet qualification.
So move.
Got a move by Mr. Fuller, second by Ms. Burrell. Discussion? If not, none, please vote. Motion passes.
Recommend authorizing the parish administrator to sign change order number 1 and amend change order number 2 on Powell Road.
So moved.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy made the motion.
Who?
Mr.
Oh,
Cowell.
they said Mr. Fuller. I said no.
Anybody gonna second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Simpson, Mr. Baker. Discussion? Please vote. Got 2 remaining. Motion passes. Budget and finance item.
Budget and Finance recommends authorizing amending the budget for 2 positions at the coroner's office in an amount of $8,000.
So moved.
I'll move by Mr. Kennedy,
Second.
second by Ms. Simpson. Discussion?
Yes, sir. Is this gonna be just $8,000 altogether?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I have a problem with that because the coroner told us she busy, she ain't got time. And we getting these 2 positions, I guess, so I can't see the purpose of being the coroner if you won't have time to do the job.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I say.
Any more discussion? If not, please vote. Motion passes.
Recommends authorizing the president to sign the positive pay agreement with Community Bank.
I so move.
Moved by Mr. Mitchell. I have a
Second.
Second by Mr. Holmes.
What is that?
Discussion?
Ms. Lilly can explain it, Mr. President.
Ms. Lee?
Yes, ma'am. It's just to have them help us create a file to upload to the bank anytime we pay a vendor to prevent fraud.
Any more discussion? If not, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to abstain from this one.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kennington will abstain. Thank you. One remaining.
Ms. Pyatt has abstained.
Oh,
I just did. I was sorry, I was making notes.
yeah, motion passes.
Where am I at?
13.
13. recommends amending the solid waste budget by $190,000 to employ heavy equipment operators.
So move.
Yeah.
Mr. Fuller made the motion. Ms. Burrell, second. Discussion. Not, please vote.
Motion passes. Recommends amending the 2000.
Motion passes, I'm sorry.
Recommends amending the 2022 budget to transfer monies from the general fund to the criminal court fund in the amount of $52,000.
Okay,
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Kennington.
Second.
Made the motion.
Second.
Mr. Mitchell, second. Discussion.
Yep, this.
If none,
Oh, you had something?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, we using the budget from the 2022?
This is to balance the 2022 budget in the criminal court fund.
Okay,
That's the one.
so,
the budget we weren't able to balance until last.
okay.
I got a problem with that too. Cause that's the form we was saying we was gonna keep eye on. It's already 52 from last year now. That ain't gonna even count this year. I knew this was gonna happen. I just want to say that. I knew this was gonna happen.
okay. Any more discussion? If not, please vote. Motion passes. Solid waste item.
Solid Waste recommends authorizing the president to sign a lease for the landfill compactor rental.
So move.
Mr. Fuller made the motion.
I second it.
Mr. Baker, second, and Mr. Rowe. Discussion. If none, please vote. Motion passes.
Recommends authorizing the president to sign a CEA with Shreveport Green for the annual Household Waste Collection Day on April the 15th, 2023.
So moved.
Got a move by Mr. Rowe, second by Ms. Simpson. Discussion.
Mr. President, Ms. Donna, she's here. She'll be heading the project for us, as she do every year. That's why I'm calling you out.
Yes, well, it's another year, and thank you for your time.
And I'm gonna invite all the police jurors to come out, man. We have a good time and going to different areas collecting. And we'll be collecting in your area, so everybody come on out and
Yeah.
get involved with that.
Any more discussion? If no more discussion, please vote. We have one remaining.
Oh, that ain't me, good.
Motion passes.
Recommends approving the Monday landfill solid waste new tipping fee schedule to be effective April the 1st, 2023.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Rowe,
Second.
second by Mr. Ernell Jones. Discussion.
Yes, sir. On these tipping fees, I don't recall, how this came about, because I don't recall us even saying we want to increase tipping fees or
It was the,
any of that. I got a problem with increasing some of these fees. So,
What? Wait.
I just suggest from now on, instead of coming up with this and we getting it in a report, and then come back the next month, the next few weeks and asking us to pass this, I think we should have discussed this item before any of these fees was even done.
Yes, ma'am, it went through committee.
Yeah, I know it went through committee, but I felt the same way when it went through committee. I mean,
And we had a tipping fee chart at committee meeting.
and I still had the same problem with it. I just want to remind y'all about these tipping fees and it just, to me, we not taking enough initiative and find out what's really going on. We just allowing stuff to happen, then we voting on it. I can't understand that. We need to be involved in some of this stuff.
Well, actually, our tipping fees are pretty low around the area, the Louisiana, with our competitors. So we had some wiggle room to bring it up.
Okay, whatever y'all say, I still disagree with it.
All right, any more discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Did that young man get with you that was sitting back there last couple of weeks?
With
The gentleman with the
one from
business?
the home there?
No, he's not. He's not gotten with me about it yet.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, please vote. Motion passes. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion to adjourn by Mr. Jones,
Second.
second by Mr. Fuller. Okay, now we'll roll into our special meeting, correct? Yeah. Special meeting call to order. We already did the invocation and the pledge. In addition and deletions to the special meeting. Any guests and public comments? Being none, new business. Executive session in compliance with Louisiana Statute 4217 for the purpose of a strategic session for the respect of proposed redistricting plans and prospective litigation after formal written demand because of an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the public body.
So moved.
So I got a motion by Mr. Rowe to go in executive session.
Second.
Second by Mr. Fuller. We is in executive session. We'll be back.
Here we go. Oh, we gotta vote.
Can I have your attention, please? We're gonna do a roll call vote to go in executive session.
Aye.
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 We is in executive session. Thank you. Yeah.
We turn the camera off and power again.
Yeah, yeah.
I make a motion, go back in regular session.
Second motion.
Well, motion to reconvene from executive session. Got a motion by Mr. Mitchell, second by Mr. Jones. We back in regular session.
Oh, you gotta say, all in favor, say aye.
Sir? All to adjourn?
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor?
Going
Say
back
aye.
into session.
Back in session. I'll make a motion to adjourn, too.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Mitchell, second by Mr. Fuller to adjourn. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn. Have a good night.
The thing, it wouldn't change anything.